Hey guys, I know it has been so long since I have sat down and filmed a video. Thank you to all of you who have been subscribing to me recently and leaving me really nice comments. You guys make me so happy. I'm just here to talk to you guys, kind of update you on what's been going on in the last 2 months because I feel like so much has changed. This video is going to be really long and just me talking forever. Grab some tea, grab a snack, grab some coffee. I got my kombucha because I can't drink coffee right now. It's actually one I made myself, and it's way too vinegary. The last year, I have been just feeling really off about myself. I've also been having a lot of skin issues and health problems in the last year. If you guys can't tell from my videos, I'm sure you can from my makeup videos. When I first moved here to Hawaii, I went through this phase where my body was kind of getting used to the weather because my body is very weather sensitive. I was kind of just blaming it on the move, like, oh, the move just like stressed my body out. Around March, I started to get acne. And I wasn't getting like acne, I was just getting these like little white under the skin zits. I would get them a lot right here on my chin, here right on my forehead between my eyebrows. They kept just popping up all the time, getting worse. And at this point I was trying everything I could to fix them. Because they were like textured, if I put makeup on them or anything on them, it just made them look 10 times worse. It was really discouraging to try to even put makeup on them. So a lot of the times I would just want them gone. So I would pick at them. I compulsively pick at my skin. It's a really bad habit. I would take one of those little utensils and poke it and squeeze it, and most of the time, because it was a whitehead, because it was under the skin, nothing would come out, and then I would have like a cut or like a sore, or just, you know, my face was very red and beat up and destroyed. So it did look like I had really bad acne. I turned to skincare products. Since it had been a few months since I had moved here, I thought maybe my skin's just oily now. Maybe because it's so humid here, it's just oily. So I started treating my skin, which is normally dry, I started treating it like it was oily. I bought so many products. It didn't matter if it was high-end or not. It just all did not work for me. I started using Lush products and I started using herbalism, as you guys know, and that meant I was exfoliating my skin every single day. Nothing was really helping. I did a shit ton of research and I kept reading that, you know, it's hormones or it's food. The only amount of hormones I had been taking for the last 4 years was my Lilwestrin FE24. If you don't know what that is, it's a very low hormone birth control. I'd been taking it for 4 years at that point, and I had also gotten my prescription refilled while I was there in Hawaii. I at least assumed like it can't be that, because it's not like a medication can work over your whole life and then just stop working. I thought it might be food, so I started eating very vegan. I was already eating really healthy at that point. Around the summertime, I was using the Lush products and eating a lot of fruit. I was also going outside and doing more activities. My skin was a lot better during this time, and while I went on vacation back to California, it was fine. It stayed about the same. Because I had been staying with my family who eats a shit ton of meat, a shit ton of dairy, I was eating those things and my skin looked awful when I came back. All these whiteheads all over my entire face. My whole face was bumpy. I did the same thing again. I went like crazy and started like using alcohol pads and like trying to pop all the whiteheads on my face. That whole year I just felt gross. I felt dirty. I felt like garbage. I had no desire to get up and do anything. I was so lazy, so fatigued, so tired all the time, and I would almost feel like sick all the time, and my stomach hurt quite often, and it just didn't make sense to me because I was eating so healthy. I had begun eating almost entirely vegan, and there were some points like around Thanksgiving where I didn't eat vegan and I completely regret it. I started just feeling horrible, having horrible stomach issues. My family actually has a very long history of stomach problems. My great-grandfather had a stomach ulcer. Mom has had one but two. It's actually burst in her stomach, and she was like 6 hours away from dying or something, and this happened when she was 26, so she wasn't like old or anything when it happened. My sisters have also been diagnosed with stomach issues, so wouldn't it be weird for me to have like a stomach ulcer or possibly be having one formed in my stomach? I did not want to go to the doctors. I don't really like the doctors in general because I feel like every time I go there, nothing gets solved, nothing gets fixed. I just get very frustrated and annoyed, and I don't really necessarily think doctors are the best people to go to with stuff like this, because all they're going to do is prescribe you medication. Reading all the great things about veganism, I should be able to solve all my health problems. I had also been having these really weird issues. My hair was starting to fall out, and it also had felt really dry all the time. You can go swimming here in the air during the summertime. Like, my hair shouldn't be dry. My hair was thinning a lot around my hairline right here, and I was starting to get my dad's hairline, like a widow's peak. My skin, especially on my face, always looked like it didn't have blood in it. It was very pale all the time. Even when I did somewhat tan my face, it still looked like there was no blood circulation in my skin. I also had been having a lot of problems where I was getting cut really easily. Like, I would open a plastic bag of fruit and I would slice my finger open, and it would take 2 weeks to heal. And I remember, like, the pimples and stuff on my face would take almost a month. My body wasn't healing properly, and I kept reading online, it's a vitamin deficiency. I started taking vitamins. I was taking B12, zinc, iron. I was even taking collagen. I just did not really feel good still. It was Christmas Day. I put all this makeup on my face, like all this foundation, went to the movies and came off and took it off, and was about to do my skincare, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm so sick of using like 5 different products on my skin and it doesn't do shit for me. I was just so tired of it, and it was just so time consuming. Why don't I just not do anything to my skin? I was so obsessed with trying to fix my skin. I had been reading about the ingredients they put in makeup, and not only that, but the ingredients they put in skincare products. A lot of the conventional skincare products, the ones that are like sold at Sephora, a lot of them have really toxic chemicals in them, which in small doses they're not bad, like they're fine to use, but if you use them every single day for the rest of your life, over time it starts to destroy and break down the collagen in your skin and just ruin your body. Same thing goes for like shampoos and even like laundry detergents and dish soaps, you know, cleaning stuff that touches your skin. I just stopped washing my face. I didn't wash my face for about a month, which I know sounds really crazy to a lot of people. When you have a lot of acne and skin problems like that and you can't really figure out what it is, that's a really good way to kind of get like a baseline. I had my nose surgery, everything went fine. Everything had kind of calmed down. After I got my cast off, I was able to touch my face again. I started doing oil cleansing with coconut oil, and this is actually like really awesome, and I highly recommend it. If you live anywhere cold and dry, or even California is dry enough, from doing all the exfoliation every single day, looking up close, my skin looked like a desert. Like, it was like crackly and wrinkly, like micro wrinkles and dry, and I started getting like really defined wrinkles on my forehead, and that was when I started doing the coconut oil cleansing. It really helped fix a lot of the damage that had been done to my skin, that I had done to my skin for the last year. It worked for a while until it started to get a little bit warmer here and I wasn't in air conditioned so often. I wouldn't say it's good if you live somewhere tropical, but it's really great for somebody who lives somewhere where they're relatively dry all the time. Wasn't clearing my skin completely, and at this point I was still having health problems. I had also started to notice that the scar from my surgery, it was red and almost like inflamed. Like, I wasn't taking care of it and I wasn't cleaning it, but I was doing both of those things. I felt like my scar took a really long time to kind of heal and look a little bit normal than other people's seem to do, and I'd felt like that for the last year. I was getting a lot of anxiety, you know, not only because of my skin, but just because like I felt like I had no control over my body and my life. It was coming around the time that I needed to refill my birth control, because like I said, I've been taking the same birth control, low estrogen, FE24, for the last 4 years. At this point I thought, you know what, maybe it is the birth control. Like, maybe it just stopped working for me because I moved to a different environment, maybe. Like, I don't know. The reason why I'm telling you what birth control I took over the last 4 years was because it's important to the end of the story. I kind of want something different. Like, maybe this one just isn't working for me anymore. I started actually like sitting down and reading all the bad things that birth control does to your body, and I started reading about, you know, how it makes your hair fall out, how it makes your nails brittle. It can cause irregular menstrual cycles. I know this is a little TMI, I have not actually had my period for the entire time I was taking that birth control. 4 years without period isn't very good. It's not normal. You know, it's great, but it's not normal. Reading like causes acne, it causes a vitamin deficiency, it can cause depression, anxiety, fatigue, all these things about it. And I was reading that some women take birth control and sometimes it'll cause acne is because that type of birth control happens to have a lot of androgens in it. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a progesterone, I believe. It's a type of hormone that causes your body to produce more sebum. Once I read that, I got really interested in what I had actually been taking for the last year. These pimples I was getting were like under the skin. Like, it didn't look like I was getting them from everything, and I had taken such good care of my skin last year, it just did not make sense. When I did come here and get my prescription refilled, I remember going to the doctors, and I had some random doctor. I remember going and seeing him, and I brought my pill pack because I was like, hey, like, I just want this same thing. He looked at it because I gave him the actual pill pack, and he said, oh, the pharmaceutical companies don't make this anymore. Let me give you the generic brand. Whenever I went to the pharmacy and picked up my prescription, I immediately thought something was weird because when I opened the pill pack, instead of having 4 sugar pill days, it had 7. And I thought, okay, if this is the same birth control, why do I have more sugar pill days? I just kind of like blew it off. I was like, well, I gave him the actual fucking pill pack, so I'm sure he would get it right. Turns out he was wrong. I understand doctors make mistakes sometimes, but this doctor's dumb decision ruined the last year of my life. I should have done my own research, but I feel like our society puts so much pressure on doctors, or that like doctors can solve everything because they went through 8 years of school, and it's kind of like they don't know everything. They're only taught medicine. They're taught how to use medicine to fix things. It's very frustrating to go to a doctor and have them do something like this. I get it was a simple mistake, but it's like I gave him the fucking pill pack. I have gone to multiple doctors telling them like something's wrong with me, I'm sick, I feel awful, and they're like, everything's fine, you're healthy, because I'm so young, like nothing could be wrong with me. And it's like, that's not fucking true. I feel like sometimes when I tell doctors stuff, they kind of have this like robot computer program answer that like if you use certain words they'll just give you that answer, and it's kind of really annoying. For the last year I've been taking the brand Microgesterone 1/20, telling me it's the generic brand. Turns out Microgesterone is a generic brand for low estrogen, but it's the generic brand of the other type of low estrogen 1/20. For the last year, without knowing it, I had been consuming way more hormones than my body was ever used to taking. I was used to taking literally the lowest amount of hormones possible. I completely stopped taking it, and at that point I just kind of went through shit. My body went through this detox phase, and it was so bad, you guys. I broke out everywhere, like the worst I'd ever broken out, all over my entire face. I had horrible mood swings. I was like a monster. During this detox phase, I was drinking a liver detox tea because you gotta clean your liver. I was also drinking kombucha, like I have here, because it puts really good bacteria in your stomach. I also stopped eating any kind of sugar. I stopped drinking coffee as well, just because coffee can be really harsh on your stomach. I also started putting maca powder in my smoothie in the morning, and spirulina, because they both have a lot of vitamins, and maca balances out your hormones. Any product that had anything that wasn't organic or completely non-carcinogenic in it, I would throw it away or give it away. I didn't want to keep putting that stuff on my face anymore, and I didn't want to put it on my body. Because of that, it has honestly saved me so much money. Like, I've had to like buy things to like make face washes or like make moisturizers, but honestly it's so much cheaper. I also started diffusing essential oils, and I also started doing yoga. I know this sounds so crazy and hippy dippy, but it fucking changed my life, and it makes me have so much more energy during the day. I like actually want to go out and do things now, whereas before I just wanted to sit and curl up in a ball and like feel sorry for myself. All these things in my life that have been like so shitty recently have just started like going away, and all these like good things are starting to just come together for me. This last year I didn't want to work, I didn't want to go to school, I didn't even know what I wanted to do with my life, because you guys know before I moved here I was working paycheck to paycheck, working like 12-hour days for a full week at times. It was a lot for me. I was just so caught up in all of that I never took time to sit down and be like, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do with my future? Like, what makes me happy? Because it wasn't about my happiness at the time, it was about fucking surviving. I actually applied to a university, an online university of course, and I never thought in a million years I would get in, with my really bad grades from Long Beach City College, which I hate that school so much. I never thought coming from that I would be able to get into any university ever, especially like high school. My grades weren't the best. I fucking got in. Like, I got accepted, and now I am attending an online program to get my degree in fashion and merchandising, and it's something I always wanted to do. I have all these classes planned out for me, and I don't have to fight kids for classes. I feel like just being positive and just being grateful for what I have has really helped me kind of manifest things in my life, which I know, again, sounds really hippy-dippy, but it's been happening. I always had like this negativity like sitting on my shoulders all the time. Felt like I could never be happy or never be positive about anything. And since I've started making these major changes in my life, that has completely changed. It's just sad, but it's like I feel like for the first time in my life ever, I'm finally able to love myself and be happy with myself. My skin's gotten a lot better, as you can see. I don't have any foundation on. I am boycotting foundation. My skin just can't handle it. You know, it's fine. I don't need it. I just have a little bit of concealer on and then some powders, obviously. I still wanted to put makeup on because I haven't worn makeup in like 2 months. Not wearing makeup too has really helped me accept myself more for the way I look instead of just like trying to cover everything with makeup. My hair's actually started growing. Like, I don't know if I can show you guys. I don't know if you can see, but like all these little baby hairs are just like my hair growing back from the birth control. I didn't even notice that my hair was really falling out as much as it's growing back. Also, my eyebrow hairs have started growing, which is insane. My eyebrows have always been bald right here, and like I drew a little bit of them on, but this is completely there. Like, it's just, there's no like gap right there anymore. It's amazing. Also, really exciting, I have nails now, you guys. Like, my nails have always been dry, always brittle, always breaking off. I've never been able to grow them out. And I know they're not super long, but like they're like normal, and like I can paint them, and like I don't have to go get freaking $50 acrylics. It's amazing. Yeah, I've just been living a more like simplistic, minimal, I guess, type of lifestyle, and I just wanted to make this video to update you guys, tell you what's going on in my life. If you are interested in following me on any social media, those are all down below. I also put some new chokers up on my shop. I actually have one that looks just like this one. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.